Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today I am jumping back into the world of Transformers as we take a look at this awesome Insecticon, also known as Kickback. So I was at my local Walmart today and they had a bunch of these new Transformer Legacy figures, and I had a hard time resisting them. I did cave in and get Kickback. My Walmart, they had RC, they had Bulkhead, they had Blaster, they had Skids, they had Drag Strip, and they all looked great, but I just had to say no. I've been collecting Transformers for a long time, and I'm at the point where I'm happy with my collection. I don't necessarily need new figures unless it's an entirely new character. And most of the time, I kind of feel like I know a lot of collectors do this. For example, you buy an Optimus Prime, and then maybe like 2 or 3 years later, they come out with a new Optimus Prime, and that one's better than the one you bought 3 years prior. At that point, some collectors might buy the newer Optimus Prime and consider it like an upgrade. And the older Optimus Prime, either it stays on the shelf, or they tote it, or, they sell it. And for me, it's kind of like, I don't want to negate any action figure that I bought, because for me, every action figure represents time, energy, and money I put into it. And for Transformers, I have so many Optimus Primes, I have so many Megatrons, I have so many Starscreams, and likewise, almost every character I at least have 2 different versions of. So I'm at the point where, as great as these legacy figures look, I don't feel the need to necessarily upgrade the figures or replace them with a better one, just because I'm kind of happy with the ones I have. But I made an exception with Kickback. When I was at Walmart, I kept on looking at this guy, and I'm like, this looks really, really badass. For one, it's a much larger Insecticon figure than any of the ones I have in my collection. I loved the original G1 Kickback. I thought that was a great figure. And the recent one we got a couple years back, I can't remember if that was for Thrilling 30 or Combiner Wars. But that Kickback wasn't bad also. But it was a little bit on the small side. And when I saw this figure at the store, I'm like, I think I want to walk away from the store and make sure I have this in my shopping cart, because this looks great. So one thing you'll notice with the newer figures, especially the legacy stuff, is that the boxes are completely void of a plastic window. It's at the point now where Hasbro is a little bit more environmentally conscious, and they did away with the plastic window, so no more plastic window. You can actually reach in and feel out the figure. And as a collector, it kind of scares me, because I'm always worried now that someone's going to take out an accessory or a weapon and I'll be missing something. But I do love the package design, and I do like the fact that there is no plastic window. It just bothers me in terms of the anti-theft measures. But the artwork is great. I love the color scheme of the legacy stuff, with the purples and the blues and the cool colors. Great illustration of Kickback in his alt mode. Nice portrait. I love the artwork on the Transformer boxes. For me, that would be like a dream job. If I get a job just drawing Transformers, I would be in heaven. So yeah, this looks great. Awesome, awesome stuff. Here's Kickback. Transforms in only 14 steps. Alright, so let's get started. And how do you take this guy out? I don't want to destroy the package in case I want to keep him on card for, I don't know, for the future, or if I decide to sell him, I don't know. This does not want to come out. There we go. Alright, so we have this sheet of paper. Comes with everything Hasbro related. Wow, the instruction manual is pretty big. I didn't expect it to be this big. Transformers Legacy Kickback. 14 steps to transform him into his Insecticon mode. Oh my god, this is a nightmare. All this stuff just to take this action figure out. Right, so this is where the anti-theft comes in, I guess. You know, they're going to make this very difficult for people to steal this action figure if they wanted to. But I don't mind. But for me, reviewing this figure, it's just going to take a little bit of time just to remove all the plastic tabs. Is that all of them? I think it's all of them. All right, cool. All right, so this is what I hate. You know, I hate all these tiny little plastic tabs. They get all over my carpet and on the floor. It's a mess. Let's get rid of those. Yeah, also be leery if you have like little ones or pets. There's these crazy little plastic like discs. So make sure you discard of these. You know, the last thing you want is your dog or your child accidentally choking on this little plastic disc. All right. So, first impressions of Kickback. I'm excited, to be honest. This is a really cool looking figure. For me, I'm really excited about the fact that he's giant sized. You know, this is like a deluxe figure. So this is like a warrior scale size figure. You know, the last Kickback we got was kind of small. This one is... How tall is this guy? This guy stands in at about a little under 5 inches, 5 1/4 if you can count his antenna. All right, I don't want to accidentally break anything. I know his. Let's get his wings up. All right, so his wings rotate up. It seems like it's friction based. So I'm kind of curious that if over time these will loosen up. And, you know, if they'll just start flopping around and drooping, much like the original toy. This is, yeah, I'm really impressed with this. This is a great figure. So here's Kickback. Let's look at him up close. Nice detailing. I love the clear yellow plastic. It's almost like the old toy. Does this thing open? Please tell me it opens. If it does, I don't know how. It looks like it's tabbed in, and I don't want to force it open. But there's a hinge here, so maybe it's spring-loaded. I'll take a look at the instructions later. But for now, let's just gaze upon his beauty. My Decepticon emblem has a couple of scuffs on it. That's all right. His face looks really cool. His head rotates. His antennas move. I'm kind of curious if they move independently from one another. It feels like if you move one, the other one kind of jostles a little bit. So they might be on the same axle. His arms rotate. Nice stiff joint. They go out. Elbow bend. Does he have a bicep swivel? Let's take a look. Bicep swivel, which is nice. No wrist articulation. Waist swivel, awesome. Legs kick up. Legs kick out. Knees bend. And I think that's it. I don't think does he have a rocker on his ankle? No. So yeah, very solid robot mode. This guy is awesome. And then let's take a look at his other weapons. Comes with 2 of these. I don't know what these are. The instructions have them so you can like put them in his hands. So maybe like swords, which is kind of cool. I'm kind of digging that. You know, the worst thing about this figure is that, God, I hope they give us the other Insecticons soon. I don't want to wait like 2 years just to complete the trio. You know, that'd really suck. And you can put these on his side too. Now, when you mount these on the side, it almost kind of reminds me of the Insecticon figure from, what was it? I think it was War for Cybertron. And I'm not talking about War for Cybertron from like the last 2.5 years. I'm talking about the old video game from like maybe like 8 years ago. Because there was a Insecticon figure for that line also. For those of you that remember that. And then here's his weapon. It looks very much like his old weapon from back in the day. It almost looks like a Tommy gun. Especially with the ammo canister right there. Let's plug that in. Yeah, very solid robot mode. I like the robot mode a lot. And I mean a lot. And if you're curious, here's the last kickback that I think we got. And like I said, I can't remember if this was from Thrilling 30 or if this was from Combiner Wars. But this is a much older figure. I wonder if there's a date on here. No, I can't find one. And I like this figure a lot, but I was kind of disappointed because it was kind of small. You know, it was smaller than even the original G1 figure. But as you can see, huge, huge height difference. And, you know, a cool thing would be if you're like really big into Insecticons, you could possibly army build. You know, just get a bunch of the older figures and just pretend that this one here is like the alpha. You know, this is actually really Kickback, and these other ones are just like his minions or his little children. So yeah, as you can see, big size difference. You know, this figure is considered, I believe, a legend scale figure. But the legend scale figures nowadays are a lot smaller. They're not as big as this guy. But this guy is a full-on deluxe. He's like warrior scale. Alright, so let's try to transform him. And I'm going to use instructions. If you've watched my videos before, I'm horrible at doing this on camera. Like, I know some reviewers like to review the toys after they've played around with them, but for me, it's like I want you to have the full raw experience of me opening it. So, you know, what you see is me handling the figure for the first time. This seems simple enough. It's not that difficult. Yeah, this, if you're familiar with the original toy, this kind of like in line with that. It's not that much different. Pull these out. Alright, so I'm not sure if you caught this earlier if I was on camera, but for the arms, you know, you fold the fists in, split the arms apart, turn the head down, and I think that's it. It's not like, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot going on for this guy. And then you fold these covers in. Is this it? This might be it. Rotate something. I guess I did it first try. This might be it. So I guess this is the insect mode. It doesn't look right, but I mean it kind of looks right, but I feel like I'm missing a step or two. But if you remember the original toy, I mean, that wasn't that great of an alt mode either. It says here to like move the legs. I don't know what it means though. So I guess that's it. So yeah, here's Kickback in Insecticon mode. Oh, the feet go down. I forgot those. Right. So yeah, he's kind of like a grasshopper kind of deal. There's front. There's nothing to... You can't really cover up the face. You know, it's just facing down. And a profile view. But for me, I'm just in love with the robot mode. This guy's going to live forever in his robot mode. And let's get him transformed back. His robot mode's amazing. And then fold the feet in, fold the feet out. Alright, I really hope I'm catching this all on camera because I'm not really looking at my monitor right now. I'm just kind of fiddling around with the toy. But hopefully I caught this all on camera. Yeah, this is great. This is like one of the better purchases I've bought lately. Yeah, so I mean the Legacy line, it looks great. You know, all the figures that I've seen, and they're just fantastic. But for me, it's like I gotta draw the line somewhere. I can't buy I can't upgrade all my Transformer figures, because I have so many. But man, this is such an amazing figure, and it's gonna piss me off because I know it's gonna take forever to complete the trio, like Bombshell and Shrapnel. I don't know when we're gonna get those. Or Scrapnel, or whatever they renamed them as. But man, this is an awesome figure. Highly recommended. For me, easy 9 to like a 9.5. It's almost perfect. You know, they should have just gave us like a box set and just given us all 3 Insecticons at once and charge us like, you know, $60 for it. So yeah, we have Kickback, an amazing action figure. Really glad to add this to my collection. I highly recommend it. And after I'm done with this video, it's going to go straight onto the shelf. I have no room for them, but I'll make room for them. I like it that much. Alright, so let's close off this video. Once again, my name is Lou. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber or viewer, thank you so much for your support. So, until the next video, be safe. Take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.